journalist, entrepreneur, host, mom, working actor. We're talking to Audrey Walters next.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hello, and I knew this was going to be on. Dang it. 1 second, you guys. There we go. Hi, I am James Lott Jr., and this is Spotlight on AFTERBUZZ TV, AFTERBUZZTV.com, and I am your host. We're also on iTunes, and we're on YouTube under Spotlight On. You'll be able to find this interview and others. I do a bunch of them. And you can find them on there, and you can rate us, like us, share them with everybody you know. Tell everybody about these interviews. They're great. And I have a great guest today. And we're already fast friends already. We've already hugged. We've shared water. You know, we're already doing good. We already started talking already. It's like, save it for the camera. I got to save it for the camera. She is a working actress. She is everywhere. TV, film, all over the place. She is co-starring an upcoming ghost story called The Lake. That should be interesting.
Yeah.
She also uses her journalism skills, which I like this part, to help kids. Absolutely. And we're going to talk about that a little bit.
Okay.
And she's currently playing Jenny on the new AMC Supernatural series, The Preacher, which my mother loves that show. She just loves it. It's Audrey Walters.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Thank you for having me.
Yes, welcome to the show.
I'm so excited
I know.
to be here.
You're great. You're great. So I want to start out first by talking about this thing you did that was very interesting, and I think it's kind of timely because this is, America, we're a big blending pot.
Yeah.
Especially in our arts. I always think like Hamilton right now, which is everybody's played by Black or Hispanic actors. You did a Spanish version, what do you call it? South of border version, but a Spanish version of Les Miserables.
Yes.
Back in the day, called La Pequeña Gente, which means the little people.
Yes.
And you played Fantine as a Mexican immigrant. Can you talk about that? I mean, that was very interesting.
I know, it really was. It was actually the first full-length feature that I was a part of, and it was just an amazing experience. I loved the story. I loved all the people I got to work with, and I think it was very timely, and it still is. Mm-hmm. I just love the writing. The writing was what was so good. It just made it easy to do. So.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things where it's a story. The story itself is kind of universal. You can translate it to kind of different things, right?
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, not just in France, but you can put it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, you're from, say the name of the town again?
Uvalde. Uvalde, Texas.
Her and Matthew McConaughey are from that. They're there. They're there.
And you have to say Uvalde.
Uvalde.
Not Uvalde. That's like, Gotta draw out the A.
Uvalde. I can say that. I can do that.
Oh, you got it.
Thank you.
You're good at it.
But is it true that a lot of the towns that are very close to Mexico, a lot of southern Texas towns, you kind of pick up Spanish, know Spanish, have a lot of Spanish influence?
Yes, especially all the bad words. I can cuss in Spanish like there's no tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, you do. In fact, I should know more than I do.
Oh, funny.
Honestly, but I've been out of Texas now for a long time.
You're in Colorado
almost
right now,
20
right?
years. Yeah. So.
But I'm just saying, growing up, people don't realize that I had some bosses at a previous job who, I mean, they self-proclaimed the whitest people on earth, but they knew Spanish.
Oh yeah.
Like fluently because they're from El Paso, San Antonio. You just kind of pick it up.
You do pick it up, and you embrace the culture, and you become a part of the culture, even though it's not really directly my heritage. I love it. I love the culture, and it's just such a great experience. And the food.
Oh my God!
I know, right?
That's right now. Your stomach just growled for it. Let's talk about food for the next half hour.
I know, right? No.
Let's do that. But that was very interesting because I thought that's. I wish I saw that because it was very interesting to see a Spanish, just another take on Les Miserables.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like that.
Maybe I could track it down for you sometime.
I know. I should look on eBay or something. Right?
I know. Who knows where it is?
Now, another thing I wanted to talk to you about, I thought was very interesting, is that you studied journalism.
I did.
Which is a great thing because I can see you as a host already.
You can?
You should co-host with me sometime.
I know. I want to.
I love
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Because I can see you. I can see you being a host. And so, what did journalism bring to you that you didn't have before? That you took away from learning?
I've always been a good conversationalist, and I think that people always open up to me.
Yeah.
You know, like I'll be in the grocery store and I swear some random person will tell me their life story by the time I've checked out. It just happens, you know? And I think it's just like you just have a very inviting attitude.
Yeah.
And I think that it just came very naturally for me. I would do it still to this day. I absolutely enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But it was nice to take a break from it and raise my kids.
Yeah.
And
you took
now,
like what, 13 years off or so? Yeah.
I did.
Good for you.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about that in a second. I want to show her hosting reel that you had,
Oh,
that you had
gosh.
up. I loved it. So we'll show it.
Okay, thanks.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. I'm Audrey Walters, along with Shannon
You're
here
such a
from the
natural.
Colorado
You like it so
Historical
natural.
Hotline.
Like it? You bet you do.
That makes me laugh.
There are 3 things Mama likes: a good shoe sale, college hoops,
Okay.
and as many of these little activity
love it.
tracker
I
days I can
love
get my
it.
mitts on.
Look for Mad Greens coming to a neighborhood near you. I gotta dig into this thing.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're like, mm-hmm.
Did you hear that the fastest walkers in the world are blondes? Oh, look at that.
Probably one of the biggest obstacles I've overcome is becoming a mom at a very young age. I think it was actually not an obstacle. It turned out to be the biggest blessing I could have ever had in my life. Just be in the moment, 100%.
Yes. I like that. Well, you're like a natural. I can see you totally holding a microphone and doing this. Easily.
Well, thank you.
Easily. Because hosting
That's
is,
so
you know,
sweet.
people are trying to get into business. It's not easy to do. I've been doing it for a year and a half, but it's not easy to do for some people.
Yeah.
To actually, because you're not acting, right? Because
Right.
you're not acting.
No.
You're kind of being yourself.
Yes.
Or a version.
A version.
You think about it, you kind of be like, I mean, I am kind of me always,
Yeah.
but it's like, but you're not. Acting, I'm sure, is it's different because you're playing a character.
Completely different. And honestly, starting with the hosting and the journalism, and then going into acting.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Then now, whenever I get some hosting gigs, it's hard for me to do that crossover at times. Just it is harder to be yourself after
right.
after you've done acting.
Right, no, I'm sure.
It really is.
Because you're hired to play a character, so you just slip right into that.
Yeah.
Not worry about they're gonna fix all the hair and everything and all
Exactly.
that. But hosting, you gotta take care of you gotta look yourself.
Well, it is, and then not only that, whenever you're acting a part and you have to say or do something completely out of character that you would never do as your person, right?
Okay, yeah.
That's okay because that's a made up thing. So like I found the difficulty I found was whenever I'm like being myself, I'm like, oh, I don't want to say anything to offend anyone. Like what?
That's true. That's true though. You don't think like, what can I say? What can I not say? I don't go too far.
You got to be careful, more careful. I don't know.
And with a character, you're doing what the character tells you to do. You can be as bad or raunchy as you
I
want to
know,
be.
right?
That's what calls for the character.
No
But I
kidding.
was interested that you did some hosting. I thought it was very interesting that you did that. And then you've taken your journalism skills. And you started this really great thing. Talk to the camera. Can you talk to the camera and tell
I'll
us
talk to the camera.
and tell us more about that. It's just a great thing.
Oh, so a girlfriend of mine, we got to talking one time because we have kids who are like this on their cell phones constantly. You know, trying to have a conversation with them is just. It's hard because kids just don't have the communication skills, making eye contact, or they're much more willing even to text something to someone than they are to tell them in person.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
It's so different than the way we grew up.
Completely.
Right?
Yeah, completely.
And so we were talking about like creating a program where we could help kids social communication skills because it's become just like an epidemic, and even lots of teachers are talking about it, how kids just don't communicate. You know? So we kind of meshed my skills from journalism and broadcasting and hosting and acting, I guess. Okay. And my friend's a teacher and a public speaking coach.
Okay.
And so we came up with this program, Talk to the Camera, and we started teaching it in just our own kids' elementary school.
Yeah.
And we start off with really basic things like putting them on camera and just having them introduce themselves.
Oh, okay.
And then we'll add in like where they get to do interviews. And then eventually they pick a report that they want to do a news report on. And they can pick any kind of reporter they want to be.
That's so much fun.
Oh, it's so much fun.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about it is, you know, a lot of their negative things that they're doing on camera, like if they're blinking or looking all
Yeah.
around and stuff. Well, every single class we watch the playback and then we give them another chance to do it.
Okay.
We don't even have to point it out. They self-correct
Oh, wow.
these things, you know.
Yeah.
And then we play a lot of games that are all about active listening and eye contact and all this kind of stuff. But the kids just love it. And so it's kind of snowballed, and now we're actually in 3 different states.
Wow.
Yeah, and so we have, gosh, like as of today, we have 22 camps going on.
That's great. Congratulations. Oh my
Thank you.
God.
Thanks.
But it's a great thing that you're doing something to affect change with our generation, but
Yeah.
also you're taking something that you learned and
Yeah.
you're passing it along.
Yeah,
That's great.
And I love it. And you know, it's so funny. I would go teach a class and I'd walk out of there and be like, "Oh my gosh, seriously? This was work? This was so much fun."
Yes.
And the cool thing is too, you know, you get all kinds of kids. Like
Yeah.
some kids, their parents will put them in it because they're shy and
Oh,
they're not
yeah.
really. They're not one of those kids who's gregarious so
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
And those are the ones that just end up just coming to life on camera.
Wow.
It's unbelievable. And then the same kids will take our classes over and over and over
Wow.
because they just have fun with it. So
Well, you know that a lot of the actors and musicians are shy off camera,
Yeah.
off stage anyway, and they
Yes.
come alive when. So you're helping people find their calling, maybe.
possibly.
Well,
Yeah.
I wonder how many hosts will come out of this.
I know, I
or
wonder,
actors, or
I
actors,
know.
or anything,
Yeah.
or journalists.
It's so true.
I wonder.
Yeah, I wonder.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be kind of interesting. I mean, we've also worked with some really great nonprofits too.
Okay.
We worked with Denver Homeless Coalition
Oh, good.
and another nonprofit, which is Asian Pacific Development Center.
Okay, very
and
good.
so they're first generation Americans and refugees. And so English is second language
Yeah.
to them anyway.
Yeah.
But using the camera as a tool to help them and gain confidence in their
Yeah.
communication,
Yeah.
that's just been so amazing. It's been such it's unbelievable what an amazing tool the camera can be.
Interesting. It's interesting thought. I never, because for me, the camera was always something that was like, it's way over there, it's something
Yeah.
over there. And now I love you. No, I love the camera. Like I made the camera to me is like, it's my buddy. I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of a thing.
That's so funny because that's what we teach.
Oh.
Actually, our first class, we're like, you can name this camera anything you want. Like, when you take votes, we're like, it's okay. Billy Bob Joe is like one of the most popular ones. But we let the kids vote on who they want to name
Yeah.
the camera because we're like, we want you to talk to the camera like you're talking to your friend.
Yes. And that's what I do.
That's what gets them comfortable. Yeah.
That's what I do.
So see, you knew this stuff
I knew it already. I'm like, I knew it. Well, someone doesn't take this class. Play social media these days. But no, I do. I always say the camera's my friend, and so now I can, because the camera doesn't lie. First of all, the camera picks up everything, and so I want to make sure I'm like, I love you.
Yeah. Love you.
I love you so much. That is so great. So how long have you been doing this?
We taught our first class in 2012.
Wow.
But we officially became an LLC last year.
Congratulations. Okay.
And now we have instructors and
good.
people who work for us.
Wow.
And all that.
You're an
So
entrepreneur.
we're just kind of growing up.
Yes. Now, if people want to know more about it, where should they go? You don't know more about it.
TalkToTheCamera.com.
Very good. I'll post it on my YouTube page.
Thank you.
So you guys can go there. I really want to talk because I thought it was such a great thing. And what is the one thing you learned in education that you've taken with you into your acting? Because you didn't go to school for acting. You went to school for
Right.
something else. But what is something that's helped you and served you well as you've been an actress?
I would say just more of my life experiences have helped me as an actress, that everyone has a story. Everyone has a story. And taking the time to listen to people and pay attention to them sometimes is the most valuable thing you can give someone in a
agree.
day.
I
You
agree.
know, I mean, my kids always make fun of me because I talk to everyone, and like, you know, like we'll go buy shoes or something. Before we left, I'm like telling the person who was helping us, "Good luck with college," you know.
My daughter says the same thing. You know, you always talk to make friends with everybody. I'm like, well, I mean, that's how the
Why
world goes around.
not?
Exactly.
Why not?
Right.
Wouldn't you much rather like move along some positivity and make somebody feel better about themselves? And everybody comes from different walks of life, and that's one thing that I've tried to instill in my children as well. Is just, you never know if someone's being rude or to you or something. You just never know what's happened in their day
that's true.
and why they're treating you that way. And so I think empathy has been a big thing that's helped me with my acting career.
Oh, good.
And then just learning about people, like.
Yeah, I think it's funny because you said something that's really, I think is so true, is the whole active listening thing. And you need that in your acting, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
When
Definitely.
you're with actors, you got to make sure you're in the moment, right? Not just know your lines,
Absolutely.
but be in the moment, correct?
Yes, absolutely. Well, yeah. I mean, that's what makes the best scenes.
Yeah. Right.
When you're really listening
And you
to
get
the other
lost in it,
actor
right?
and you're just reacting to what they're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you memorize lines? Do you have a way you do it, or does it come easy to you, or is it?
You know, oddly enough, it does come pretty easily to me. I mean, I can read a script a couple of times and I already have a pretty good grasp on it. Whenever I'm like traveling and I have a bunch of lines, what I do is I'll record the other person's lines.
Oh, how funny.
And so I can run lines, you know, just by if I'm driving or doing something like that.
Yeah.
So I can do my lines that way.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of a timing issue,
Okay.
you know.
Okay, yeah, well,
like I'll say the other person's lines and I'm like whispering mine, so I don't hear. Anyway, but it's a really good way to do it.
Oh, wow.
You know.
Because it's a muscle. You have to like work
It is
that
a muscle. It definitely is. But I have to say I've gotten better at it.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
I think when I first started, I wasn't as good, but yeah.
Well, you know, it's like anything. You got to start somewhere and
Yeah,
build
you
the
do.
muscle, and then after a while, it
Absolutely.
becomes second nature, I guess. At
Yeah.
some point.
Yeah, for sure.
Now you did say, we briefly talked about it, you stated you were a stay-at-home mom for a while, and which is a job, folks. That's a job. I call moms house managers.
Oh, yeah.
They're finance managers. They're the caretaker. I mean, you guys, do a lot of work.
Oh, yeah.
Being at home. Was it an easy decision for you to step out of because you did from journalism to going home before to acting? Was it an easy decision? Or did you miss acting?
I knew whenever I had my first baby,
Yeah.
I just wanted to be with her.
Okay.
I
yeah.
really just wanted to be with her,
Yeah.
and nothing else mattered.
Aw.
You know, that sounds so cliche.
I love it though.
But
I love it. It's true.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true, and you don't realize how it's going to hit you until you're holding that baby in your arms. And I was
Sold.
I know, right?
Sold.
And I was a young mom. Like
Yeah.
none of my friends had kids yet.
Wow,
None of my
okay.
friends were married yet.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, she was a bit of a surprise. I'll just say.
I know how that
I'll
feels.
just put it out there.
I know how that feels.
No,
Yes.
but that's the thing. And at the time, I was terrified.
I'm sure.
I was terrified.
I'm sure.
And my husband was a professional waiter on the Riverwalk in San Antonio.
I love it over there. Yes.
Yeah. And he was trying to get into medical school.
Oh my God.
And so we just, lots of balls in the air. Everything is sort of uncertain. And
Yeah.
everybody goes through phases like
Right.
that in their lives.
Right.
And I remember thinking, if we can get through this, we can get through anything.
That's like-
right? But having her, it just, that mother instinct came in,
Yeah.
and I just was like, this is what I need to do. This is all I want to do. And then then I have two more after that,
Yeah.
boy and boy.
Oh, wow.
And girl, boy, boy.
Right.
So I felt like it was a privilege to get to spend as much time with them as I did. We had no money at all.
Okay, there you go.
And I mean, I can remember being down to $20 in our checking account and being like, okay, guys, let's open up a can of beans. This is what we got.
Oh, I know those. Get the rice out. Get the rice.
I know, right?
Yes, mac and cheese. Yeah.
So anyway, when we got to a point where my husband was finished with all his schooling
Yeah,
and residency and all that stuff, and
Yeah.
we kind of got settled, I was just like, I'd really love to start acting again.
okay.
And it just has always been there, and I really
Okay,
wanted
good.
to do it. So
Well, you know what's funny? I was a young parent myself. I was 19, and I remember just thinking that first year, how it was for you. Mm-hmm. She's alive. She's still alive. She made it through the first year. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Monica, I love you, Monica. She's still alive. Now she's 27. But we did it. But see, you kind of. I was a nurse at the time, so I was like going to nursing school,
Oh.
and her mother was going to school for law, and so we were like take turns, like you take
Oh, yeah,
turns.
totally.
I always had her at nighttime. This was like the other day. I'm like, why do I have this baby at nighttime? Where she was like rolling around, she was up, and just like it was
Yeah.
crazy. But that first year was. I know what you mean. It's like you were scared, but you just did it.
yes, exactly.
You just do it.
And that goes with so many things in life.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, you carry that with you. And so maybe it's good that we both had that experience
Yeah.
at such a young age.
Yes.
Because I think that it has helped us along
Oh,
our
I think
way.
it has. I
and
think
the
it
way.
has. I'm pretty fearless these days. So
Yeah,
try
I
it.
mean, for sure.
Yeah.
I know. I remember, my daughter graduated from high school last year.
Oh,
And
congratulations.
for me, thank you.
Yeah.
And for me, and this sounds so ridiculous, but I remember thinking, we did it. I mean, she's going to college,
Yeah, yeah.
and she did well at college, and I was like, because I just felt like so many people would look at us and be like, Yeah. Good
Oh,
luck.
I know.
We'll see. We'll see how that one turns
My
out.
2 daughters went to college too,
You know,
graduated. Yes,
I
they
know,
did.
just saying.
Yes,
you know,
they did.
I just felt like a huge like sense of.
I can relate.
Okay.
Yes. No, seriously,
You know.
because people are. I'll tell you, other parents and stuff are very judgmental to other parents sometimes, and people get very judgmental when you're young with children.
Yes. Yeah.
And you make certain choices, and they're like, "Oh, okay, well, you know, if she, you know, makes it through, you know, to grade school, you know, be okay."
Yeah.
But like when we see our daughters graduate high school and go to college, and like I said, now I'm a grandfather. I mean, it's just kind of the craziest
that's amazing.
thing. It's the
I
craziest
know,
thing.
and I'm so proud of my kids. And
good.
the thing is, they're so proud of me because I'll get a little emotional. Sorry.
Oh, I love it.
Well,
I love it.
Just I was all they knew was me staying at home with them all the time, and then you know I was like, oh, I'm gonna start taking acting classes. I'm gonna start doing this stuff, and the first time like they got to see me on national television, they were just like, Mom, that's so cool, and they were just so proud of me, like that I followed my dreams, and I hope that that's been an example to them.
You're an example to them.
For them to just do whatever drives them.
You're a great example. You're a great example. No, you are. You're a great example. Because in this business especially, we'll turn this from the emotional to the mean side of the business.
Yeah.
We're washed up sometimes at at our ages, or if you're not under 30 or you're not 25, and these like it's kind of crazy. So you took the odds and said, I'm gonna go back into the business and screw how old I am and I was a mother and I'm gonna do it. You
know what? For some reason, that has never bothered me ever.
Good.
I've heard lots of people and a lot of other, especially women my age, who are like, oh, I gotta do the boat, whatever. I just feel like there's roles for everyone. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm going to be a grandma on TV. I'm just telling you now, I'm going to be. I'm not. I'm in this for life.
Right.
So, and you need people at every age. You need all different kinds of looks. I mean, there's never just like a generic person. Nobody wants to see generic.
No, they don't.
They want funky, crazy, young, old.
Yes.
They want all of it.
They do.
So I don't feel like my age hinders me at all.
Good.
Yeah.
I agree with you. No, especially nowadays, you came back at the right time. There's digital, there's online like here. Then there's Netflix, there's PlayStation has like series on there. I mean, like there's stuff everywhere. So there's plenty of work.
There's plenty of work. Yeah, absolutely.
Plenty of work.
Yeah.
And women of certain ages are working. There are a lot of them. They're on Broadway. They're on TV. I mean, they're out there and they're working. Character actresses, lead. It's happening.
Yeah.
It's totally happening. So, but for you, did you have any trepidation though, saying, okay, I want to step back into this this world after being with kids and being the housewife? Was it weird for you? Was it were you nervous?
I'm sure I had times that I was nervous. Yeah. I was just excited.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
I believe you.
I just was more excited than nervous, to be honest with you. And like even if I have like a big audition or I'm gonna meet or work opposite somebody who's big. Yeah. I don't get nervous. I'm just excited, and I'm so grateful. I'm like, yay! Yeah. I get to do this. Yes.
I get to have 20 minutes with this person, or 3 days with this person, whatever it is. You're like, yes.
Yeah, and even though I'm not a stay-at-home mom anymore, I still am full-time job mom. I mean, you know how it is. Yeah. Like,
good things to do.
You never. I mean, once you're a mom, you're always a mom. Yeah. You're driving carpool. You're making sure everybody is getting where they're supposed to be. You know, you're still doing all that stuff. Yeah. And so if any opportunity that I get to act and do something like that, I'm just like, I love it.
It's funny. I always tell people when I go home, my grandkids are in Sacramento, which is 400 miles from here. When I go there, they don't care about Papa Jamie, the TV person or the radio person. They don't care about any of that. It's just it's refreshing. It's like you said, you go back into it. I'm Papa Jamie. I'm there to play with them or take them to do this or go see their soccer game. Or it's like they're not thinking about what I do on TV and the deals I've made or what's going on. They don't care.
They don't care. No. Yeah, they could care less.
They care less. So it's kind of funny that you say that you still have your acting life as well, but then you also have still the home life still going on.
Yes, absolutely.
At the same time, keeps us grounded, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think it kicks you in the face a little bit and go, oh yeah, I'm not really all that.
It does, and then whenever you're dealt with something kind of harsh, because you know how this business is.
Oh yes.
All this build up and then, oh, sorry. Yes. Or, just any number of circumstances, right?
Yes, that's very true, yes.
It's easier to take it knowing that you have your family.
Yes, I agree.
And you have a support system. Because, yes, it would be awesome if this thing happened or if I got this thing. But you know what? If it doesn't happen, it's okay. I've got my people.
Yes,
you know?
get your people. I agree with you on that one completely, because there's times when it's like I was up for something big and I didn't get it and I was devastated, but then it was like, oh, I got my villagers here with me, we're good.
Yes, yeah, it helps you move on.
Yeah, it does, because some of these things force you to move on anyway.
Yeah, they do, and something else will come around for
It
you,
will.
right?
It will.
It always does.
It always does. Now the next thing is we're going to show a clip of some of your acting.
Okay.
We're going to do that. I like this one, so we're going to show that.
He wanted pretty on his arm. I wanted money on my finger.
It's funny, this one.
Yes, he did. Heart stopped, I guess. He tipped off his fishing boat. He had his nitro pills with him, just didn't get one under his tongue before the ticker blew up.
I don't even
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
money to buy me out of it.
Apparently she really likes the place. It's near the right schools.
I don't want to hurt you.
Then don't.
I'm out of options here, okay?
This is your job, and it's a big one. Get it together. Got it?
Look at that outfit.
I'm not splitting up the family.
What do you call it then?
I'm not splitting up the family.
I want to see Brenda.
Your father says you're a wonderful piano player.
Oh, I'm...
Which one did you pick? Oh yeah, the one where I'm kicking some.
I love that.
Come on, wipe those tears.
That look on your face, like, like, yeah, bitch. I been killed and I don't know what's going on.
And you won't find
And
it.
you won't fight. And you did say that. You said, I won't fight. One of your other clips, you actually say that. They actually show the series. She's like, I'm going to do blah, blah, blah. You're like, okay, whatever, girl.
Good luck with that.
Yes, it did. I love it. So what does acting bring to you?
Ooh. Gosh, it just brings this place in me alive.
Oh, I like that.
You know, that's the best way I can
I
describe
like
it.
that.
That's the best way.
So, man, that's a great description. I've never heard it described like that before. That's a great description. I get the word out. Description. Yeah, because it's a place where you get to go and pretend
Yeah.
and play. You get to go play.
Yes.
You have real life.
Yeah.
Then you have real life. Yeah. I know, no pun, thank you. But you get a chance to go somewhere and be all these different people and say things you probably never get to say in real life.
Absolutely.
And do that.
And kick people's asses.
How was that scene?
People.
How was that scene?
I mean, oh gosh.
I'm sure you got choreographed. I'm sure there was. I mean, so you didn't do. There was no stunt. There was you doing it, right?
No, and I've done more stunts than I
Really?
should have. We'll just put it that way. I've had some crazy stunts. You know,
Yeah.
because I'm a physical person.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't bother me. I feel like I can
Yeah.
get in there and do it. But
Yeah.
yeah, so like that one was, you know, it's choreographed and
sure.
nobody got hurt or anything, but you still get a little more physical
Ooh,
because
I'm
you're
sure.
into it, you know.
Yeah.
You just can't help. But and then, you know, I've done wire works, a lot of that, and
Wow.
that was for some movies, and the only thing about that is I would get nauseous after a while.
Oh, really? Okay. From just kind of moved around a
Well,
lot.
and
just
so
like,
like there was one part of the scene of one that I was doing where I had to be like falling and spinning,
Oh, that would be kind of like, oh, my stomach just turned.
and I just can remember being like, okay, and they're like, are you okay? Are you okay? Because I'm the one. If there's ask if I'm okay, if I'm kind of not okay, I'll still keep going. I'm like,
Oh,
no,
okay.
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
You know, that's just my
sound like
personality.
me, yeah.
Until like I'm not.
then you're like,
I was
okay,
like,
uncle, I'm
all right,
done.
now I need a little break. I need
Yes.
to. Whew, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
So, and I've done I did this one where I had to run through traffic.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and it was they were stunt drivers. So I met all the drivers and I knew them all. But then like I had to run through and pick up a baby doll in the highway. And then like of course then the director's like, "Can you cut it a little closer this time?" You know?
Oh, my God. You're like,
I'm like, "Sure." But it all worked out. I think I was
well,
saying,
yeah, you're sitting right here, so
I know.
yes.
I'm like, and then I've done a lot with weapons as well, but I kind of I know my way around a weapon, so it's okay. But I'm just saying.
I like that. So you feel safe around you at least.
No, I don't know if you know.
don't know that.
I'm just kidding.
Well, no, it's just funny. So, I mean, when you do an intense scene, like one of those where you're beating up your attacker or whoever's going on, how is this easy to shake off? Because you know it's acting, or sometimes it takes a little harder to shake off, like a scene.
I've definitely had roles that are really hard to shake off,
Yeah.
especially when I was doing La Pequeña Gente. There were just so many emotional scenes, and then you know, and I would go home. And it would take me a while.
Yeah.
It's hard to recover from some
I'm
of
sure.
that, and just because you really go there.
Yeah.
You really
Right,
go
right.
there. So yeah, I'd say yes. I think it's hard to recover from sometimes.
Do you have to like your characters in order to play them?
That's a good question. I think so far, I don't really have to like my characters.
Okay.
No, because sometimes the ones that are bitchy are the funnest to play.
Oh, I'm sure. So like, I don't like them, but they're great.
I know.
But I guess
Well, and I still think they all have a redeeming quality.
Well, no, that's a good point, though. Okay, that's a good point.
Yeah, and that's the challenge is if you are playing somebody who's just like that,
Yeah.
bitch. I don't know. Is it okay that I'm saying
Yeah, I say bitch. I say bitch.
Like,
I
is
know
it okay?
bitch. Yeah, it's fine.
Too late now.
Yeah, we're like, oops. Yeah, I say bitch. That's one of the few ones I think you can say.
But they still have a redeeming quality.
Yeah.
And you got to find it.
Right.
So,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
mean, I like to play all characters. Every character I've ever played, I found a love for. Really.
That's a good idea. Okay, now, were there any of the characters you could see yourself being friends with?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're like, that's my girl over there. That's my girl,
totally.
yes. yeah.
I'd be friends with that girl going, yeah, really? You killed your husband?
I would be
Okay,
BFFs.
let's go have some
Oh,
margaritas.
no, I love her. I think we'd be BFFs. I'm sure. I'm ready for her.
I know,
Let's have
right?
some mimosas.
Don't you want to go out and go out drinking with her?
Oh, totally.
Oh, yeah,
my, totally.
me too.
And that was from Killer Women, right?
Yes.
So wait, I didn't see the movie. So were you guilty?
Yeah.
Oh, you were gonna say, oh, dang it. You were guilty. Dang it.
But not directly. I'd hired somebody to kill him.
Okay. So you do your
I
own
didn't get my
dirt.
hands dirty.
Smart girl.
Yeah. I didn't want to mess up the manicure.
Of course not. Hello. I mean, sometimes manicures are expensive. Well, here in LA, they're very expensive. Now we're gonna show actually the trailer for Preacher, which is on AMC. It's a new hot series right now. We have an after show here for it here on AFTRBUZZ TV, and she'll be in some upcoming episodes. We're going to talk a little bit about her experience on there, but let's show a clip of actual, based on a comic book,
All right.
a comic series. There's Dominic.
What do you want?
He's so good looking too. Oh my
It's
god.
about my dad.
Everybody thinks he's short, but he's not.
Oh, he's not. I thought you were short too. He's not.
You hurt him.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Oh.
He's taller than me, and
Really?
I'm pretty tall.
Yeah.
for a
Just
girl.
ask me that.
I thought he was short too. Actually, for some reason, he
Arnold?
just looks short.
People said before you were a preacher, you did things.
How hurt you want him? How far do I go? Problem is, your daddy's a big fella. He's gonna fight back. Things will escalate. That's what these things do. They escalate. And violence makes violence. Makes nothing much at all.
Preacher, enough.
Almost done, Sheriff.
Oh my god.
Have you watched it?
And I've seen snippets of the show. My mother loves it. Oh my god.
Well, like I've seen this probably 50 times, and I never get tired of watching it.
Yeah, it's a great trailer. So it's already out. It says coming, but it's already out already.
Yeah.
It started last month. No, I saw the fight scene that Homeboy does with all the people. They showed it briefly when he throws.
Oh, in the airplane?
Yeah, the airplane. It's
Yeah.
an amazing scene.
Oh, I know.
Oh, like, and they just takes an umbrella and just drops out. So I know it's based on a comic. So how did Preacher come into your orbit?
Well, I got an audition for
Okay.
it, and it wasn't named Preacher.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's good. No.
Yeah, it was. It had a fake name.
Okay.
And so I didn't really know what it was for, and I did the audition, and then I did the callback, and a couple of weeks had gone by, and I was like, oh well, I don't know, maybe I didn't get that, because
Yeah.
usually you hear pretty quickly,
Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
in television.
Yeah.
And no, then they called me and I booked it.
Wow.
So
That's great.
it was interesting, and so then when I showed up on set for my first episode that I did, I realized, I had auditioned with a fake script too.
Oh, how funny. Mm-hmm. Wow.
So they were very secretive.
Yes. I mean,
yeah.
they were doing teaser trailers like a while back. And it was like, what is that? Like, I didn't know I didn't read the comic series. I don't know any of that kind of stuff. So it's like, what is that? I don't know what it is. Seems very mysterious.
Yes, it's very mysterious.
So you worked with Dominic Cooper, of course.
Yeah.
Who we were just saying as we was playing, we all think he's short, but he's not short at all.
He's
Dispel the
not.
myth. It's like,
No, he's not short. Like, I mean,
I thought he was for some reason. I don't know what he
I'm
did.
like almost 5'8", and he's
Yeah.
taller than me.
There you go. It's not short.
So that's not short.
No, not at all.
Like short would be like 5
Right.
foot or something. I don't know.
Now, Dominic Cooper, isn't he Australian or?
He's English.
English. I think he's one of those.
He
Yes.
and Lucy Griffiths.
Yeah.
Both English.
Nice.
Yeah, it was funny because the first time I was shooting was with the two of them.
Yeah.
And they both had their dialect coaches on set. And then we were talking. They're like, "Wait a minute, you're from Texas?" And I was like, "Yeah."
So you start helping them.
Yeah, exactly. So they're like, "How do you say this?" And I'm like, telling them.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
It's so funny.
it was kind of funny.
That is kind of funny. Now, how is it working opposite Dominic Cooper? Because he's somebody who's been around for a while. He's done film, TV. I mean, he's had a variety of roles.
I have a huge amount of respect for him. He is a phenomenal actor.
Yeah.
And you can tell he takes his craft very seriously.
Okay, good.
But he's not only that, he's kind.
Ooh,
he
like
is
that.
kind to everyone on set.
Wow.
And so, yeah, he was just great to work with on so many levels for that.
Yeah, the crew. Talk about the crew. I'm sure we all know the crew is the hardest working people in showbiz, aren't they?
Oh my gosh, they are.
Yeah.
Like, especially like for one night we had a night shoot and it was 4 p.m. and I got released at 4 a.m.
Wow.
And I was just thinking about all the crew, because they still had to like
take things down.
I'm like,
things like,
when are these guys sleeping?
I know.
Seriously.
I know.
These guys and girls, when are they sleeping?
Yeah, right.
That night, so we were shooting in this place of Albuquerque. It's called War Zone.
Okay.
And we took our lunch at like 1 a.m. and we were all in our trailers, and we heard gunshots, real gunshots.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I guess it was just somewhere around in the neighborhood.
Okay.
Something was going on. We were all safe. It was all good.
I've been to Albuquerque a few times. There's some parts that are a little dicey.
Well, I don't know.
But I like Albuquerque.
It happens. I know it happens. I really love Albuquerque.
No, it's great. It's a great town.
I've been there a lot and I've worked there a lot. They have such an amazing group of core crew who work there constantly. They have an amazing group of core actors and actresses who work there constantly. Just the professionalism in Albuquerque's, it's up there.
I guess with the crew, they know they're working on it for a certain amount of time. I guess that's probably why they work really hard all those hours, because they probably get downtime at some point. I'm sure
I know.
After a shoot, I guess.
And they were all amazing.
Yeah.
They really were.
Sure.
Yeah.
Wow. So had you heard about? I mean, I know it's a fake script. Anyway, did you heard about Preacher before? Are you familiar with all these superhero, DC, Marvel? Are you like familiar with that stuff?
I got to tell you, Preacher was not on my radar.
Yeah,
I was more of a little Archie, Betty, and Veronica comic book person myself.
Oh my God, I love it. Jughead and all that. Yes.
Yeah, Jughead.
Yeah, I know all those. Yeah, I know those.
I know that was my kind of comics that I read.
I didn't read comics. I mean, I read a little bit of those, but I didn't really read comics myself either.
Since this has all come about,
yeah.
Now I'm reading some of them, and
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, okay.
Well, they're amazing. Some of them are amazing.
They really are. Just the more I learn, the more excited I get, and I mean, just like I said, I can't watch those enough.
Yeah,
Every time
they're
somebody
so
wants
good.
to watch something, I'm like, okay, I'll watch it again. I'll watch it again.
So good.
Yeah.
Tonight, you did a movie called The Lake.
Oh yeah.
It's a thriller, a horror. What is it exactly?
It is a thriller.
Okay.
And you might call it a horror. I think it's more of a thriller. Yeah.
They're starting to blend a little bit. Some of these are blending. Like, is it more thriller than horror?
Well,
is it horror
it has
than
some
thriller?
supernatural
Okay.
to it.
Okay.
So,
Yes.
so yeah, that was a really
And who do you play
cool
in?
film. I'm a teacher at the school, so it's really more focused on the high school kids.
Oh, okay.
They're the ones who are having all the drama going on, and I'm a teacher in the school that kind of helps facilitate things and things come out. And
Well, I mean, I know you can't really answer, but you
Yeah.
get killed or anything in it? Some teachers get killed in these films. It's kind of crazy.
I can't.
You can't say. You have to go watch it and see what comes out. See what happens to you. Because teachers have, in these kind of films, they have big roles in these kind of films, and things happen, and either they're the bad people or they're the ones who get hurt at the end.
I know. Why is it always the good guys that get killed?
I know. It's not fair at all. I know it isn't. Not at all. Is there a TV role or a film that you did that you were pleasantly surprised, either good or bad, that when you saw it afterwards? You're just like, that was way better than I thought it was going to be, or that was not as good as I thought it would be, but I still enjoyed the experience. Is there anything like that, and you look back at some of your roles?
probably the Killer Women one, actually. Yeah.
It's like so much fun.
It was so much fun to do, but honestly, I just had no idea like how it was all going to turn out, and the way that they edited it. You probably saw the whole clip, you know,
I did.
with my young yoga instructor, new boyfriend.
Yes.
So just they cut it in a way that just made it so comedic that I just so I was really pleasantly surprised. And you know you're there and there's all the lighting and there's all of this and there's all of that, and I try not to pay attention to any of that because I'm paying attention to my scene partner and stuff, right?
Of course.
So yeah, I would have to say I was pleasantly surprised at that one, and that was one where honestly I had all my family over and my friends over to watch the premiere of it, and of course I'm sitting there going in the back, okay, well hopefully I'm in it and they didn't cut me out.
No, that's enough. That brings up a good question, because actually someone here wanted to tell you look badass, super badass.
Oh, thank you.
That's so nice.
It's
like Gita Jelly, I think it's the name.
Oh, right.
And then someone else says hi.
Hi.
So we got people live watching. People are watching.
Fun.
In this business, I mean, because you are a character actress, you do different things, and you come onto places and where you come in. Is there always a concern if you get cut out of something, or the part gets a little smaller, or you edit it a different way? I mean, is there ever a concern for you, or this is part of the territory?
Yeah, there's always that concern. Yeah. Just because, you know, as an actor, you dump your whole heart and soul into whatever character it is, but you know ultimately it's out of your hands.
Yeah.
So even though you've dumped all your time and energy into it, there's always that chance that nobody will ever see it, including yourself.
So I guess you have to be really just proud of your performances no matter what, right?
That's exactly right. And that's when this has happened to me in the past.
Yes, I know, yes.
I just kind of have this feeling that, you know what, at least I had the experience.
Yeah.
Because why am I acting? I'm acting because I freaking love to act. I love it. I love being characters. Yeah. I love the opportunity. I love working with creative people. Some of the most amazing and interesting people I've met are actors and people like you. Like I get to come across so many amazing people. Yeah. And that's why I do this. I don't do it so it can be on everybody's TV set at 7 p.m. on whatever night, and that's a bonus.
Yes.
That's a bonus whenever your family who's like, why are you doing this to yourself? Like, not my kids' family or even my husband sometimes, but like my parents, they'll be like, oh, what do you mean? You're doing this again. Now you're flying there. Now you're doing this. Oh, like it stresses them out.
Yes, it does. Yes.
So I'd say being publicized or on the big screen or whatever is more for like the people in your life. Yeah,
that's true. That's true. Yes.
Who are like, okay, it's paying off for you. I guess it's okay that you're busting your ass.
Yes. I always tell people the same thing. I said, I'm in this for a long haul too, and I'm not here for the fame and fortune. I mean, I want some money while I'm making it, and that's basically what I'm doing. I want to have enough experiences and enough stuff coming up so that I always can make enough money to keep continuing to do it.
Exactly.
That's right, girl. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm right there with you. That's how it is. Mm-hmm. We love what we do, so we found our calling. So
yes, we did.
That's really good. What do you, when your kids, you their families, when your kids, you said they were very proud of you, see your stuff, do they look at you as just mom at this point? It's like not actress mom or entrepreneur mom?
Oh, no. I've never been anything but mom to them.
Yes, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, no, I could be gone all day and I walk in the door and for some reason they've been laying on the sofa all day. I walk in the door, Mom, I'm hungry.
Yes.
Mom, I'm hungry.
Yes.
Really? You don't have two hands? You couldn't have just...
No, I don't.
I don't know.
They don't have two hands.
No, I'm strictly just mom. I had to match socks before I could leave town for a few days because every freaking morning, I don't have any socks. I'm just like, all right, okay, are we all set? Mom's leaving.
I love it. Oh my God. And just for a moment, I mean, how just wonderful and beautiful is your husband and his support?
Oh,
because he's in this with you, obviously.
Yeah.
You're a team, it seems like.
Yeah. He has been just amazing. And again, now I'm getting emotional.
I know, I love it.
I would not get to do any of this if it weren't for him. Yeah. And I'm just so grateful that he has been with me every step of the way. Yeah. And, we're just there for each other. That's all I could say.
Oh, I love it.
Very grateful for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think is the key?
the key to marriage
Well,
or the key to life?
I don't know. Okay, no, let me.
This room?
This room, like, we don't have a key in here. You're stuck. You're stuck with me forever. No, like the key to your marriage being successful as a team. That's what I meant to say.
You know what? So obviously getting married at a very young age, I was still kind of a kid.
Yeah.
But we've grown up together. We've learned to be parents together. Him going to medical school and in the residency and everything. We have a commitment to each other.
That's good.
And we realize that both of us are going to be at highs and both of us are going to be at lows. And he supports me doing my own thing and I support him doing his own thing. Like he loves to ski and mountain bike and he goes on trips for that. And then, and then I do my stuff too, but there's a respect there and a support of each other. And just accepting the person for who they are.
There you go.
A lot of times people try and change a person.
Yes.
And I would be out of this marriage a long time ago if one of us was trying to change each other. It's an acceptance, And I mean, I'm celebrating 20 years marriage. Yeah, so it just takes that acceptance and that love and that respect and knowing I'm going to do crappy stuff and he's going to do crappy stuff, but it all works out. It all works out.
No, I do. That's so true. That's true in friendships. That's true in our business. It's true in all kind of stuff. You can translate it to anything.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot about acceptance, even working with friends too, they do stuff that drive you crazy.
Yes, of course.
But do you love them? At the end of the day, do you love them? Yes, you love them, so you're going to put up with whatever they do that drives you crazy.
True. That is true.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's perfect. No such thing as perfection.
Yeah.
I learned that a long time ago. I was like, just let it go out the door. There's no such thing because we're all perfect in the way we're supposed to be anyway, in a certain sense. We're all who we're supposed to be.
Yeah. Yes, we are.
I love that.
Yeah.
We'll end it on that note.
Okay.
I love that. Thank you for being on the show.
Oh,
what a pleasure.
you. Thank you so much.
Anytime. You come
this
back
was
anytime.
So much fun.
Oh, I'm glad.
Yeah,
anytime.
I loved getting to meet you and chat with you.
Same here. And so you can follow her. You're coming up in a couple episodes soon, a Preacher, I think it is.
Yes.
You think a few episodes. That's on AMC. You can look at your local listings when that's coming on. It's a hot show right now. I mean, everybody's talking about it. And then The Lake is coming out, and you'll be able to watch her and see her in that too, and see what happens if she gets killed or she's bad or what's going on as a teacher. Well, we just make sure I see that. And I'm James Lott Jr. Of course, you can follow me on all social media platforms at James Lott Jr. I made it so simple for you. Not Senior, that's my father. And I'll see you guys next time on AfterBuzz TV. Spotlight on.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
I love it. I love it.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.